Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new AviationJack video. I hope you're doing really well. Today a slightly different video to what we're used to on the channel. We're going to be taking a look at the pre-release version of the CAL's DA40 aircraft. This aircraft is not released yet as of filming this video, so it's a pre-release version, so just keep that in your mind. Thank you to CAL for sending me this aircraft to show you all. It's going to be a fun, interesting flight for sure. We're down here on the ground at Shoreham Airport in the south of the UK, just by Brighton. And we're going to fly this aircraft on a little flight plan. It will be VFR, but we are going to do a flight plan down to one of the airports, Echo Golf Kilo Lima. I can't quite remember what airport name is, but I'll definitely find that one out for you. Not good so far. This aircraft is available in MSFS 2020 and MSFS 2024. It will be marketed at about £25. You can buy it from the Orbex direct store. 7 liveries come with this aircraft altogether, from what I counted. It looks very nice, doesn't it? Very good texturing. It comes with 130 custom failures as well. We won't be looking at any of the failures today, particularly. We just want to get this aircraft from A to B to see how you'd normally fly it. However, the purpose of this aircraft mainly is to help the trainees who fly the DA40. The CALs claim that it's basically a good replica, a very good replica of the DA40, and they're very known for their quality. And actually 1,000 hours been testing this aircraft as well, hence why it comes with all the custom failures. It's very in-depth, so definitely worth a go. We're going to get straight into the cockpit of this aircraft, and we're going to get this thing loaded. But before that, I must just mention that I'm not a GA pilot. I never really fly GA, especially on the channel. I don't fly the DA40 myself, never have done. So some things are obviously going to be wrong, but please don't, you know, bite my head off in the comments about it. But yeah, sometimes not everything's going to be right. I'm going to try my hardest to get it right. I've watched a few tutorials online and also real life ones. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the flight deck of the DA40 and we'll get this flight loaded. Okay, here we are in the cockpit of the DA40. Let's get the door shut for starters, because know me, I'll probably forget. I've got a few custom views set up as well, everything like that. But we'll oh, why'd the flaps up? It's odd. Anyway, yeah, let's get things going then. So we're going to come down here. We're going to switch on the battery, like so. Parking brake is on as well. As you can see, you've got the Garmin screens left and right, PFD and the ND over here. We'll press the key, which is here, and then we're also going to get up our checklists. Okay, so pressing enter, we're going to go down to the normal operating procedures and click that one in, and then this is all of our checklist here onto the aircraft. Before we get it going, I'm just going to give you guys a quick overview of the flight deck and what you get inside for the modelling.
System test. Okay.
Perfect. As I mentioned, I'm in 2024 today, MSFS, not 2020. But as you can see, texture and modelling on this aircraft looks pretty stunning. Everything looks really lovely. Especially all down here, it looks like it's been modelled extremely well. Back in the cabin side of things as well, we've got a lovely manual down here. Obviously you can't use it. Fire extinguisher, some nice texture modelling on the chairs, and some back here is like a little bit of boot space, if you will. Yeah, the flight deck looks pretty lovely. Let's get on with these checklists then. So the electric master has been switched on. So quickly just click check down here. Rudder pedals have been adjusted. Passengers instructed. Seatbelts fastened. Rear door. Oh, let's just tick all that. Fuel quantity has been checked by me already. Fuel selector. MFD, fuel quantity. Total time MFD. Propeller area is clear. So are all these lights still on? Yeah, so we'll click on the strobe. I think this is how the aircraft was left before, hence why it's like this. Brilliant. Check and next item. And now we're going to do the before start checklist. So, to start the engine in this thing, this is the way I do it. Not sure if it's right or not, who knows. We're going to switch this to here. We're going to put up the throttle a tiny bit, not too much. Mixture all the way for about 5 seconds, and then back down again, start the engine. There we go, we've got the engine started. That was up for some reason. So basically we just press start, mixture or nothing, wait for it to kind of propel, and then rich the mixture in, like so. Brilliant, so that engine has now been started. The strobe lights were on, which is good. Let's just pull that to get that into the centre. There we go. What you'll also find over here actually is the circuit breakers. You can actually pull them. I'm not going to pull the circuit breakers because I don't particularly feel like I want to break anything today. But maybe we can do that in another video. I can make a few videos on this aircraft actually. But this is just like an overview of what to expect with it. Brilliant. So here we are now. Oil pressure checked. Fuel selector which has pitot heat is on. Yeah, it is on already. Now it can be off. Let's get rid of that warning. AviationJack master also needs to come on. So switch all of that on, and that is on already. Good. FMS setup. So now we can set up the FMS which is here. What I do like about this FMS, as you can see, we have like somewhat like ground chart in a way, which is pretty cool. So the more you zoom out, obviously, the more you see everything. The more you zoom in, you can actually see the ground. It's not really a chart, it's just like the over of the airport quite well, which is a nice detail. Now, like I said with our flight plan, a very basic flight plan. We're not going to be doing too much today. So we're just going to click the FPL button and put in our origin and our destination. Oh, there we go. And then we can use our keyboard. So if you click the lines here, you can then type in Echo Golf Kilo Alpha, and you can see we are at Shoreham today. Click enter there, and then move it to the runway. Today we're departing runway 20, so we'll enter that, and then enter. There we go. Still getting used to using this. No specific en route flight plan, but destination we will put that one in. Click it again. You can do EGKL, and that's where we're going to go to today. Deanland Airport. It's a grass field. Whether this aircraft or not can land on grass, I don't know personally, but we're going to land it on grass today. Runway to arrive on, I think I've done 06 or 24. I think 24 is when we need to do, which is the last meta. I think it would tell me. It hasn't got the meta up right now. Right, anyway, there's our flight plan. So if we zoom out, there's runway 20, and then that's where we're going to, runway 24 down there. This is where we're departing over here. Okay, amazing. If you look at other screens on this aircraft, here we've got a massive overview of the engine page. And if you go to this page and then click the menu button, we have this page menu which brings up a lot of options for the aircraft itself. So failures mode I have off, fuel mode, state saving, engine damage, realistic parking brake. Now with the realistic parking brake, what that is very similar to the PMDG aircraft, in the sense that when you hold your brakes down, you can see them move slightly, then you can release the parking brake and then also set it. Now my brakes aren't set. Oh, I can't set it. See? So you need to have your parking brakes down for it to actually work. Okay, so you have the normal, and then you have high, chaos, and chaos is where you apparently get a failure every like 30 seconds above 30 knots. So that's where the real chaos goes. And if you want to properly test yourself, those student pilots out there, that's the one for you. But for me, who's a noob in this aircraft, off. Normal is what I'll probably put it on in a few flights after this, but particularly for this video, it's going to be on off. Yeah, state saving. Basically, state saving is where you leave the aircraft in the previous state, and then it loads it like that. So I've done a flight in this already. As you can see, my lights were already on. I didn't turn them off, which is where that came from, and also that was already set. Great, so that's everything I can really show you in this part of the aircraft. We've already seen the map. You also get charts, airport, and maybe I can click it in. Yeah, EGKA, Shoreham. And then here we have our charts down here for the ground. That's a little aircraft, and these are the ground charts. So departing runway 20, taxiing all the way up here onto 20, just like that. Let's go to the checklist. We'll do the next one. So the FMC setup, check that autopilot test. The way you do the autopilot test is just by activating the autopilot, and then the stick should move, which it did just move in case you didn't see. It just moved back again. Click the red button to disconnect the autopilot, and then check that one. Floodlights when it's daytime. Position lights on as required. That's the strobe, so we'll do that one. Might as well switch them on as well. The flaps need to be set to full. There we go. And then take off. So we can there you go, up to takeoff. If you look on the wing, there you go, they're in the takeoff mode now. Altimeters 1013 is what we can do. They're already on 1013, which is perfect. Transponder, so go XCPR. Obviously I know we're on the ground, but we're going to put it on now anyway. And then back, and there's your transponder code there as well. Parking brake needs to be released, and then during taxi is the next one. But before we start taxiing, let me show you a bit of this screen here. Back here, we'll see we get the maps, the map layout. You can get little ones down here, which is cool, like a little nav. Don't really need it because you've got a massive one there, so I'll turn that one off. Back and back. PFD. You can change your units here as well to inches or hectopascals. Obviously in Europe, hectopascals. Wind. There's no wind data, that's cool. DME, bearing, standard baro, and back. And then, not sure that one is personally. CDI, GPS obviously for us. Ident, trim, nearest airport and all that, lovely. What is also a cool feature in this aircraft, which I quite like, obviously all the sounds were done by Boris, and if you're familiar with the the PMDG 737, who's just done the sounds for that, he does incredible sounds. Actually, also in the iFly. Down here is like a little audio panel, so it also simulates headphones audio, headphone audio. So if you click that, you can see it goes quite quiet as if you've got headphones on, which is a really cool, nice feature. But if you want to hear the engines with no headphones, you can take them out. Today we'll leave them out. Okay, should we release the parking brakes and get this DA40 taxiing then? So let's go hold the parking brakes down and then release, and then we can release our brakes, and as you can see, we now are taxiing. I'm going to put in a bit of thrust. Yeah, so a bit of left. There we go. And this is differential braking, so if I click, so push in the push in the pedals that I want to turn, obviously it does brake, but that's the way you do it in this aircraft. There we go, so we're going to taxi all the way to 20. The sounds are brilliant, as you can tell from the propeller. So our lights can all come on, our taxiing lights can also all be on, which they are. And then we're going to line up on the runway straight away. That's fine. Perfect. And then just hold it here on the ground. Set our parking brakes for the time being, and we'll do this checklist. So throttle needs to be to 2000 RPM, so we'll set that. You see it here. Not that much. There we go, 2000, which we can do. Check prop control cycle 3 times. So it's like this. 1, 2, 3, and then it's on high, so we'll check that. Yeah, don't know what that is. Circuit breakers and voltage, yeah, that's fine. And throttle idle. Elevator trim, make sure it's in the takeoff position. To bring that one down to takeoff, there we go. Flaps are checked, they're on takeoff. Flight controls have been checked, and fuel sector is on the fullest tank. Electric fuel pump needs to come on. Feeder heat as required, switch it on. Transponder's on, and the parking brake can be released. And then we'll go to the next checklist, which is this one here. If we exit this though, here's our... Oh, we've got quite a long random route there. What's that about? Don't know. Anyway, that wasn't there before. Parking brakes release. Let's do that. And let's get going. And now we can actually use our rudders as rudders. There we go. Rotate him. Very slow climb, but I only want to get to 1,500 anyway. That's bright in it. Okay, we'll start a left turn. It's trimmed quite well, to be honest. Let's see the headphone simulation and see if you can, yeah, you can hear a few bits. Obviously, like every other GA aircraft, it always pulls to the left, but if you trim it properly, then it will stay where it needs to be. Okay, here's a purple line we want to follow. I'm not sure why it's gone like that though. I don't think I done that. Don't think I messed it up too much. We'll see if it works. So we'll go, we'll turn on autopilot. Then hopefully it follows to the right and not the left. So we're gonna go right. What did I do before? Nav. There we go, now it's following it. Okay, so reduce our RPM down to about 1,900. Bring up the flaps as well. And if we reduce that, there we go. The cool feature as well is that it says to us how long is left, so we've got about 6 minutes until we get to where we want to be, so I do quite like the countdown feature, it's quite good. And obviously if we increase our range, you can see here, so also head in 081 at the moment. Links up there as well. And we're landing runway 2, was it 24? Yeah, runway 24, something right there. So I have to do a little bit of a right turn into the runway that we want. But it's playing fly, it's so lovely. We'll go up to 1,500. We'll go up to 3,000 in a bit as well. One thing that I've also seen in the documentation is that you can also do a bunch of stalls, and the aircraft performs them as they would to real life as well. So you can do power on stalls, power off stalls, accelerated stalls, slow flight, steep turns, lazy eights, chandelles, and a steep spiral. Yeah, so you can do loads of different types of stalls to try out when you're flying this aircraft yourself. Maybe I might give one a go as well, actually. So we can do a pretty basic stall, which is a power on stall. So we need to establish our level flight, which we are, to about 90 to 100 knots. So if I just reduce our throttle, we can go down to about, let's say 95. Should we aim for about 95? Don't worry about that. That's my fault anyway. Go down to about 95 knots. And then once speed is in the flap position range, there we go, we'll set full flaps. There we go, flaps are full. Pitch down to maintain an approach airspeed of 73 knots. Okay, so idle the engine power. Let's do that quickly. So eyes in the engine power. There we go. There we go, holding the altitude, starting to shake, which is cool. And now I've got full up and I can't do anything. And there we go, we're gonna spin to the right and then 20 degrees and slowly increase. There we go. So let's go back to autopilot. There we are. See, that's just one of 8, or one of many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, one of 8. So fun. We are now in cruise, about 3,000 feet. We have the autopilot switched on. We're currently 3 minutes until we arrive, which is quite cool. I like the ETE. But overall, this aircraft is really, really nice. So we're cruising about 100 knots, so we'll start to just lower that speed a little bit. keep it about 100. But it is a really nice plane to fly. The autopilot feels really nice as well. It looks really nice, flies really nice. But yeah, overall I do recommend getting the aircraft if you are into GA flying. I mean, if you look at it now, look how nice it looks on the texture outside as well. Would be cool if we could see some pilots in there. It does look really nice. Flies really nice. I feel like I am actually flying like a proper aircraft. I remember back in P3D flying like the A2A. No, this is really good. So not long now until we arrive. As you can see, probably start seeing the airfield shortly. It is a grass airfield, so that's the only thing. Okay, so we just flew past the airport, so we're going to press this button here to disconnect the autopilot, and then we'll start a descent. We'll reduce the throttle as well. Then we'll spin around on ourselves. Okay. That tree is in a really bad position. And touchdown onto the grass runway.
That's how you land an aircraft.
Bit of brakes. There we go. Nice. And then I'm guessing we can just spin it on the grass. So that's what we'll do. And then we can bring it in between one of these planes here. I think I've got my eye on one of them. Oh, sorry about that. Straight through him. That will do. Right, parking, so pull your brakes and then the parking brakes set. And then we can shut down the engine. Oh. There we go, mixture's down and the engine will cut off. Well, there we are, everybody. There is the first flight of the CAL's DA40 aircraft. Like I said earlier on, you can pick this up for about £25 on release. I do recommend it if you're into GA flying and flying general aviation, or if you're even studying your PPL in a DA40. Like I said earlier on as well, that is what they cater this aircraft to. So if you're interested in flying that or want to do some, obviously, home flying to get extra practice in, then definitely this is the right aircraft. They've done so good on the DA42 and the DA40 is just as good. For someone who doesn't really fly GA like myself, really ever, getting into the plane is definitely a good experience for the first GA aircraft. So definitely if you're into that, it's definitely for you. Nothing else to really say. Thank you all for watching this video. Thank you to CAL's for giving me this aircraft. It was really fun to fly. Definitely see it some more on the channel as well. Do some more chill general aviation flights. Why not? You know, bounce from airfield to airfield. But yeah, really excellent flight, excellent aircraft. Thank you for giving this to me before it was released. I really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.